Hello guys, I'm Justin Joseph Esnipomoseno and I'm a grade 11 student. Basically, the most interesting lesson in science is continental drift theory because this topic inspired me and I gained a lot more knowledge. And the teacher taught us topic inspired me and I gained a lot more knowledge. The teacher taught us that continental drift theory is a part of land and got separated and turns into some islands.
So my most interesting lesson in science is reproductive system and how the teacher taught us. The teacher taught us on how to function the whole system in our body, and then she gave an activity to gain more knowledge about reproductive system and also in science.
So, my most interesting lessons about science is about planet. The teacher taught us on how the planets circulate in our solar system, on how big or small the stars, sun, and moon.
Interesting lessons in science and the teacher taught us is all about nervous system. The teacher taught how to identify different types of brain and she gave us activity to gain more information and about science. Thank you.
My most interesting lesson in science is all about earthquake. And the teacher taught us how to locate the epicenter of the earthquake using seismograph and how to identify different types of boundaries through the activity puzzle that she gave. Gain more knowledge about earthquake through the help of science.
The most interesting lesson in science that I encountered is all about 9 planets. I gained more knowledge because the teacher taught us on how to discuss this lesson through explaining it on what planet is the first and the last, on what temperature, the distance, the differences, and the content or description of our planet.
Interesting lesson in science is all about reproductive system. My teacher taught us how to identify the function of our body system and give an activities to gain more knowledge in science.
My most interesting lesson in science is all about characteristic of waves. How the teacher taught us. The teacher taught us what are the characteristic of waves, types of waves, and how to identify their uses and application on electromagnetic waves. She gave us activities and group activities to gain more knowledge on this lesson.
Interesting lesson in science is all about DNA and RNA. How the teacher taught us. The teacher taught us what are the DNA and RNA and what's the difference between them. And the teacher also taught us what are the functions of DNA and RNA in our body. For example, the DNA has 2 strands, meanwhile the RNA has 1 strand.
The most interesting lessons in science is all about respiratory system. The teacher taught us how to teach others to identify the meaning of respiratory system. Teacher gave an activity to know the function of respiratory system.
Good morning, everyone. For me, the most interesting lessons in science is all about solar system. The teacher taught that we have a 9 planet named Earth, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus, and each of these have their own orbit. And I remember the biggest planet is Jupiter, and Earth has a own.
The most interesting lesson in science is ozone layer. The teacher taught us how to give a lot of knowledge to know the importance of ozone layer. The ozone layer is very important to our planet because through ozone layer they protect and balance our nature and living organisms.
The most interesting lesson in science is all about plants and animals. The teachers taught that each of these have a own characteristic, function, and importance.